Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back for those of you that are returning to my Come Grow Spiritually series. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so grateful that you stumbled upon this video. Today is going to be the start of a new branch or chapter of my Come Grow Spiritually series. And this is going to be about DreamWorks. So if you happen to see the tarot message from yesterday, I'm feeling ready to upgrade and I'm going to continue to work with tarot, but I'm not so much going to continue to record me doing my daily tarot card pulls. I am going to do some more educational videos because I had a plan and I hadn't gotten to those videos yet. So I will do a few more videos on that series. But I'm now transitioning into some new areas that I'm exploring. And yesterday's tarot reading, I was trying to seek some guidance about what area I should focus on. And essentially it told me go ahead and focus on all three of them at the same time. If I choose, allow myself to be in the flow. So the topics that I'm going to be doing some branching off with is going to be DreamWorks, which is today is the first DreamWorks series edition. Crystals, and archangels and goddesses. So, in true fashion of allowing myself to go with the flow, I had a very intense spiritual release dream last night. And so I knew this morning when I woke up that I was going to research that dream. And now I knew that today's series was going to be recorded on DreamWorks. So today we are going to be talking about spiritual release dreams, particularly relating to my dream last night about letting go of family wounds. Okay, so this spiritual release dream that I had last night was centered around my estrangement with my biological family. So I'm going to give you a brief overview. In the dream, I found myself with my parents and my sister, who I'm estranged from, and it was like I was giving them another opportunity to have me in their life, I guess. And to show me that they could respect my boundaries or I could be in a relationship with them and still feel safe. And they blew it. I don't know how the other way to say it other than they blew it. And then suddenly I was in this intense struggle where I was trying to leave and flee and get away from, because I was like, this is a mistake. What have you done? You need to get away from here. You're not safe. And literally in moments of the dream, I felt like I was fleeing for my life. And they were trying to convince me to stay. And there was a car chase. And honestly, it was very intense. There was tons of chaos, a lot of accusations, guilt being thrown at me. I was being told I was selfish, I was mean, I was hurtful, I was wrong. Yet deep down, even inside the dream, I knew the truth. I knew I needed to get away from them, but this time I wasn't running from them. I was running back to myself and my safety, because that's what's most important. All right, let's talk about what a spiritual release dream is. A spiritual release dream happens when your soul is clearing old energetic cords, attachments, guilt, or roles that no longer serve your growth. It's kind of like your subconscious holding a symbolic conversation with the people or memories that once held power over you. And then it releases them. How beautiful. So you might feel emotional when you wake up. You could feel tired, raw, or even relieved, because you've literally done energetic work in your sleep. Now, I gotta tell you, I woke up this morning and I wasn't quite sure how I felt. I did feel tired. I did feel like I had had an energetic battle, but I felt relief. I felt closure. I felt proud of me. Okay, so those are how I would sum up how I felt this morning. Spiritually, a spiritual release dream, this means that you are shedding karmic energy tied to family patterns, generational wounds, or cycle of obligation and guilt. It's a sign that my healing has reached a deeper level and that I'm ready to move forward lighter, freer, and more grounded in my truth. And solidified that this estrangement is what's right for me. And again, this is no reflection to them, okay? This is all about me, and it's okay for it to be all about me, okay? I have no hard feelings towards them. There's some sadness. There's some disappointment that they can't meet me where I need them to. But I'm not angry and I'm not upset. And I don't even miss them, to be honest. Because I like me now. And I love me now. And I come first. So, let's get into a little bit more of some of the symbolism that was in the dream. All right. So there were different parts of the dreams when I was doing the research this morning that had some symbolism and carried meaning on its own. So my parents and my sister just represent old dynamics, right? They're representing these old wounds, these expectations, or these roles that I have outgrown and I no longer will allow myself to be stuck in. Okay? The act of giving them another chance in the dream itself shows that I have compassion and desire for closure. But them blowing it, and that's how I phrased it this morning when I was writing things down, was it felt like I was giving them a second chance and they blew it. Again, I don't have a lot of clarity around that, but those were the words that came out, so I'm going with them. But so my desire for closure and them blowing it reflects the reality that not everyone can meet me where I need them to. And that is just simply the truth when it comes to this dynamic within my family. They cannot, for whatever reason, meet me where I need them to meet me. And this cannot be a healthy relationship for me. It's just the truth. It's just the underlining truth at the end of the day. The accusations of being selfish are actually echoes of guilt and shame that I may have internalized for choosing boundaries and self-respect. So I have been doing a lot of work on this issue and purging and releasing like these family traumas and these inner wounds that I have. But there's still some more work to do, right? There's still a little bit of guilt and shame. Not so much, but this dream is reflecting the fact that there is still some there and that there's a little bit more work needed to be done, right? And I generally don't feel it because people ask me all the time, like, what do you mean you don't talk to your parents, like, at all? No, right? What, like, you, like, never? Like, what do you mean you're done? I'm done, right? And so I do get people that question me. And generally when people question me, I don't feel any guilt or shame because frankly, I don't care what your opinion is. You can be my best friend. Like, I love my husband and I care about his opinion, but when it comes to this, I don't care what his opinion is because I know what's right for me. My husband, thankfully, is on the same page as me, so it makes it easier. But I do come across people in my life that are like, and I generally don't feel guilt and shame. But this dream is a reminder that there's a little bit of work to do on that still. In my dream, I had there was a husband figure, yet I don't know if it was actually my husband, but there was just this protector that was trying to help me get in the car and get away. And it's likely symbolizing that I have this inner protector inside of me, like that my masculine energy was saying, no more of this, and I'm going to keep us safe. And then finally, my 11-year-old was in the dream, and he had no real role in the dream. He wasn't around for the chaos, but when I was fleeing, I went to get him to flee with me. And as I was doing research about this morning, it came upon that this might be symbolizing that this had nothing to do with my actual child, but this was the part of me that ran to get that inner child that's hurt and wounded and still seeking safety and belonging and peace, and getting that child and saying, come with me. We are leaving together. We are going to rescue ourselves, and we are going to find ourselves an environment where we are safe together. So that was very powerful for me. I feel taller today. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I feel tired today. No, taller, and slightly tired. Because listen, I do feel like I was energetically running last night. I do feel like my dream was intense and was keeping me up. But I feel taller today. I feel stronger. I feel like I chose me and I'm right. And like, it just validates that I'm not going to walk back this choice and decision to have these people in my life. So I think the overall message of the dream is that I don't owe anyone peace, my energy, or my healing. And I can forgive without returning, because I really honestly, there are moments where I'm processing something from my childhood where I have little glimpses of anger, where I'm angry that my mother couldn't comfort me when I had a miscarriage at 17 or 18. And instead she chose to attack me in a pharmacy verbally and leave me devastated in a pharmacy by telling me that she was glad that I miscarried my child. So there are moments when I'm processing through events like this where I have this anger. And that's okay, because I allow myself to feel that in that moment. And guess what? My anger is fucking justified in that moment. But I don't live in that anger because I don't want to give her that power, right? Anger only hurts me. So I allow myself to process it in the moment, and then I move on. And I recognize that she couldn't or wouldn't give me what I needed. And again, I don't know if it's just that she is evil and doesn't care, or if she just couldn't in the moment because it's always about her. But for whatever reason, I can make peace with that, right? So I don't live in anger anymore, right? I'm not angry. I forgive, right? I can forgive her for showing up in the moment the way that she did, because forgiveness is about me. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to return or allow that energy back in my life. I can love from a distance without re-entering circles that hurt me. So again, I don't wish anything bad on them. I don't not love them, because a part of me loves them. But I don't want them in my life because of how they make me feel. And that's okay. It's okay to love from a distance. And I can walk away and it not be cruel. Because choosing peace for me is not a punishment to anyone. It's about protecting me. And at the end of the day, I'm the most important relationship I'm ever going to have on this planet is with me. If I'm not going to protect me and put myself first, who else is going to? Right? It's okay for me to say what I need to be safe and healthy and strong and stable is not to have you in my life. And it's not about being cruel to you. If I wanted to be mean to you, listen. There is another side of Pam, which I embrace as well, where, let me tell you, I could come up with some pretty good ways to fuck up your life. But I choose not to, because that's not who I am. But I have those capabilities if I wanted to. But I don't want to. So walking away, it may feel cruel to them, but it's not about them. Right? It's about me. And again, if I wanted to be cruel, let me tell you, I could do it pretty easily. It's just not who I am. This dream is saying to me, I have tried enough. And I've done enough. And now I need to let go and walk forward with compassion, but not carrying what isn't mine. So again, I am not surprised that I had this dream at all. This past weekend, it was Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada, and my son got invited by my sister. She reached out to my 11-year-old. Yes, 11. This is just another reminder of their manipulation tactics. So instead of reaching out to my husband to ask my husband if it was okay and available for them to invite him for Thanksgiving dinner, they directly reached out to him through his gaming system, which is just another manipulation, right? In my eyes, at least, because I don't invite 11-year-old children to do things without clearing it with their parents first. But anyways, it's just how they roll. And that's not necessary for them to do that, because we have always allowed my 11-year-old in the last year to choose whether or not he will spend time with them. Right? That's for him to decide. That has nothing to do with us. Again, I don't hate them. I don't wish bad things on them. I just don't want to be around them. But if my 11-year-old chooses to, that's his choice, right? He's not in any danger with them, and they treat him well. So again, his choice. But this dream all came about because he did go and spend the day with them on Thanksgiving Monday and have dinner. And they sent him home with a message. Another indicator that I do not want to be a part of this manipulation tactics and dynamics of my family. Yes, they sent my 11-year-old home with a message. So my 11-year-old comes home and he says to me, Mom, your sister told me to tell you that everybody misses you and that we should all get together for Christmas this year. Let's not be adults and reach out from adult to adult, but let's send the message home with an 11-year-old and involve him in the dynamics. See, that's something we don't do in my house. We have had questions because my 11-year-old has asked, why don't I want to go and see Nana and Papa? And I have explained to him that the way Nana and Papa treat me, specifically Nana, is hurtful to me and harmful to me. And I choose not to be around people that hurt me anymore. And so that's why I choose not to go. And then I remind him that he has a choice and that he can have a relationship with somebody that hurts his mom, because that's okay, that he needs to choose his relationships based on how the person treats him. Right? So again, I do not involve my kid in adult dramas because that's not appropriate, but we have had conversations because he's a smart kid and he recognizes that we're no longer gathering as a family on Thanksgiving. But I don't involve him. I don't go to him and be like, well, your aunt shouldn't have asked you directly. She should have asked your dad if you were available, first of all, or what have you, right? So, but they put me in this situation where my son comes home and he's like, they miss you and they have a message for you that we should all get together for Christmas. And I just took a deep breath in and I let it go with this audible sigh. And I just said, sweetie, I said, that's not going to happen. But thanks. I'm glad you had a good time. And off he went. And then I vented to my husband. But listen, I don't need to be involved in those things anymore, right? So anyways, let's close and wrap this up today, okay? I want to know if you've had dreams like this, so like old family, or like, so of family, of old friends, of toxic patterns resurfacing. I know when I was first getting clean many, many years ago through my addiction process, I used to have dreams that I was using drugs. Like I was like 6 months clean and then I was 2 years clean, and I would wake up having had these dreams where I had used. So I want you to know and understand that none of that is regression. It's a release, right? So if you've ever had dreams like this where old patterns, toxic behavior, old people from the past are popping up, know that this is a release. It is your higher self helping you to close a loop and free your energy. So tonight before you go to bed, you can whisper to Spirit, I release what no longer serves me, I reclaim my peace, and I am free. And as you rest, trust that your dreams are not random. They're sacred messages from your soul. All right, friends, I'm going to wrap this up here because literally I have no idea how long this went. And I apologize if it was really long. But I am excited to be exploring my dreams in a little bit more depth. They're becoming very intense for me, and I do know that they are messages from source or spirit. And in this case, it was a release dream. And I got to tell you, again, I feel taller today. I feel proud of myself. I feel empowered, right? Because I feel like this door is closed for me. I know I've made the right choice. And I know that I've gone back several times before and tried to make things good and perfect and well and safe for me. And it's not possible. And that's okay. So I chose me last night, friends. I chose me last night. I picked up my inner child and said, come along with me, sweetie. Like, we're going to figure this out and we're going to be safe together. And I'm going to protect you. So this door's closed for me. And I appreciate that. So that is the power of dreams, my friend. I hope you have a very blessed day. Hello, beautiful souls. Let's journey into joy together with me, Unimed. So, joy is a frequency. Yes, ma'am, it is a frequency. It's a vibration, it's a feeling, it's an energy that you put out. And joy isn't something that you have to chase. It's a vibration that you choose to tune into. It's the natural rhythm of your soul beneath all the noise, the stress, and the striving. When you slow down, breathe, and reconnect with what truly lights you up, you align with the energy of joy. So, today, I want you to pause and name one thing that brought you joy today, even something small. Let yourself fully feel it for 10 seconds. So, already this morning, I put some tunes on when I went into the shower this morning, and I sang on the top of my lungs. Sorry, my 20-year-old was sleeping. Hopefully I didn't wake him. But it brought me so much joy. Just turning on a song that I enjoy and I love and just belting it out without a care in the world. So much joy. So pause. Find something today that brought you joy and either do it or bring that memory back up for yourself and hold on to it for 10 seconds. Because again, joy is a frequency. It's the energy that you choose to tune into. So the reason it matters is your brain rewires through repetition. The more you notice joy, the more it becomes your default state. Again, the more you look for joy, the more you're going to find joy in your life. So go ahead, make joy your default state. Now, for those of you that are into affirmations, here is an affirmation that you can try today. I am a magnet for joy. It lives within me and expands through me. So again, I am a magnet for joy. It lives within me and expands through me. So there you have it. So today, go ahead and tell me, what was that moment that brought joy to you today? When you stopped and paused and brought up what that one thing is, go ahead and share it with us all in the comments. Remember, joy is a frequency, and you can choose to tune into it multiple times a day. And the more you tune into that frequency, the more life will bring you back things on that same level. All right, friends, I am wishing you a very joyful day.